Now we're checking back in with Storm Watch 12 meteorologist Oliver Smith to see what our conditions are looking like for us tonight and what we can expect going into the rest of the week.
Well, tonight we could see some fog in some areas and temperatures are pretty chilly as well. But high temperatures today weren't really too bad. In fact, we were fairly close to our seasonal average. We were in the upper 50s along the Oregon coast and Northern California coast, generally between 50 and 55 degrees up and down I-5, and upper 40s east of the Cascades. Now we have high pressure right over the northwest right now, but it is starting to slowly shift off towards the east as our next system approaches the west coast. But this system is actually starting to weaken just a little bit. In fact, what we can see with the stormcast, even though it's not really showing in terms of what we could be looking at for possibility of fog. I'll show you that in a bit though, but what we're going to be looking at is tomorrow afternoon, that chance of rain along the Oregon coast. Now once we get inland up and down I-5 into the Rogue Valley, the rain should hold off until closer to around sunset. Now once we get past sunset, we'll start seeing at least some of that snow really start to pick up in the Oregon Cascades, but by the time we get towards tomorrow morning, boy, it's just going to be cloudy to start off, and then we'll see filtered sunshine throughout the day as most of the energy from the next couple of systems stays way up to our north, and we're going to stay dry here, but we're just going to see a lot of clouds from time to time. Now in terms of rainfall amounts, this model's kind of overdoing it along the Oregon coast. I don't think we'll quite see that much, and we're probably not going to see as much as what's being shown here in the Rogue Valley, but we're generally looking at about 1/10 of an inch to 1/3 of an inch for the coast and into the coast range, so not impressive numbers really at all. Even the Cascades, 500ths to maybe 2/10, that's all we're going to be looking at. Rogue Valley, not much, just a couple hundredths. East side, Shasta Valley, yeah, you'll be lucky if you really get any rain at all out of it. Now in terms of the Cascade snowfall, 1 to 3 inches for Crater Lake, and as you go up higher into Crater Lake, maybe if you're lucky you could get 4 inches, but other than that, very light snow amounts for Diamond Lake, Lake of the Woods, Mount Shasta ski area, just not really all that much snow at all. Now our next system, the system that's going to be moving into the area for tomorrow, that quickly shifts off towards the east. We get some high pressure building in, and it's not going to be a particularly strong high pressure system because we're going to still see a lot of clouds moving in from the southwest. But once we get towards the early part of next week, especially once we get towards Monday, we're going to start looking at a pretty stormy pattern, and we're going to have this big area of low pressure digging offshore. Now, a couple different discrepancies in terms of where this low is actually going to set up shop, because what we could be looking at is Northern California could have the potential for some significant rain as we get through the middle and latter part of next week. But if that shifts up a little bit, that could affect the Rogue Valley. So there's still plenty of time to figure out what's going to happen with that. But in terms of our current temperatures right now, it's a very, very cold 19 degrees in Lakeview, 23 in Klamath Falls, below freezing still over for Montague and Mount Shasta City. It's 39 in Medford, but 43 in Brookings. So tonight we'll stay into the 30s. We could see some freezing fog potentially here in Medford and even Grants Pass. Even though Grants Pass right now you're 36, if you're able to get some of that to evaporate a little bit, temperatures might come down just a little bit more. It could be a little bit breezy along the Oregon coast for tomorrow, about 15 to 25 miles an hour in terms of winds. But tomorrow we're generally looking at 40s and 50s throughout the entire region. So here's your 7-day forecast for the next 7 days. Temperatures right around 60 degrees. Should be dry though for Veterans Day Saturday. Northern California will be about 55 to 60 degrees for the next couple of days. Best chance of rain will be tomorrow, then dry Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For the Klamath Basin, you'll have that chance of rain or snow for tomorrow, and then we'll see some morning fog once we go through the next couple of mornings after that. For the Cascades, the best chance of seeing snow will be up in Crater Lake, but other than that, we'll at least see some dry period, but then next week could get pretty stormy, especially into the Cascades. And the Rogue Valley will be between about 55 to 60 degrees. Morning fog, we'll see some rain late in the day, not anticipating much rain. If we want rain, we'll have to wait until early next week.